Did you know that 3 specific body parts become dangerous breeding grounds for deadly bacteria after age 65, and most seniors are unknowingly putting themselves at risk of serious infections every single day? What if I told you that proper daily cleaning of these 3 areas could prevent 80% of the infections that send seniors to the hospital? Today, I'm going to reveal which 3 body parts doctors at major medical centers warn about most urgently for people over 65. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why these areas become so dangerous with age and the simple daily cleaning routine that could save your life. Stay with me, because the 3rd body part I'll reveal will shock you. It's the one most seniors completely ignore, yet it's responsible for the deadliest infections. Last month, Alice, a healthy 68-year-old grandmother, ended up in the emergency room with a severe infection that doctors traced back to poor hygiene in one specific body area she thought was clean. After 5 days in the hospital and weeks of recovery, Alice learned that this infection could have been completely prevented with just 2 minutes of proper daily cleaning. Her doctor told her this same scenario happens to dozens of seniors every month, and today I'm going to make sure it doesn't happen to you. Body part 1. Your feet and between your toes. Why do doctors consider feet the most dangerous infection zone for seniors over 65? According to podiatrists at Harvard Medical School, the feet become a major bacterial breeding ground after 65. Because circulation decreases significantly, immune response weakens substantially, and many seniors develop diabetes or prediabetes that severely impairs wound healing. The warm, moist environment between toes creates perfect conditions for dangerous bacteria and fungi to multiply rapidly, often undetected until serious infection develops. Research from Johns Hopkins shows that foot infections in seniors can quickly spread to the bloodstream, causing sepsis that has a 30% mortality rate in people over 65. The decreased sensation in aging feet means you might not notice cuts, sores, or infections until they become life-threatening, creating a silent but deadly health risk that many seniors overlook completely. The combination of reduced blood flow and compromised immune function makes even minor foot problems potentially catastrophic for seniors. Your feet are furthest from your heart, so they receive less blood flow and fewer infection-fighting white blood cells than other parts of your body. This reduced circulation means that bacteria can establish themselves and multiply before your immune system can mount an effective response. Additionally, the skin on your feet becomes thinner and more fragile with age, making it easier for bacteria to penetrate and cause infection. Fungal infections, which are common in the warm, moist environment of shoes and socks, can create open wounds that provide entry points for more dangerous bacterial infections. The decreased ability to heal wounds means that even tiny cuts or cracks between your toes can become gateways for serious systemic infections. If you don't clean your feet thoroughly every day, bacteria will accumulate in the spaces between your toes and around your nails, leading to infections that can spread throughout your body within days. Poor foot hygiene in seniors often results in cellulitis, diabetic foot ulcers, or fungal infections that resist treatment and require immediate hospitalization. The bacteria that cause these infections can enter your bloodstream through tiny breaks in the skin, traveling to your heart, brain, or other vital organs, where they can cause life-threatening complications. Once a foot infection spreads systemically, it becomes much more difficult to treat and significantly more dangerous, often requiring intensive antibiotic therapy and extended hospital stays. The financial and emotional cost of these preventable infections can be devastating for seniors and their families. Establish a comprehensive daily foot care routine that eliminates bacterial breeding grounds and prevents dangerous infections. Wash your feet daily with warm, soapy water, paying special attention to the spaces between each toe where bacteria love to hide. Dry your feet completely and thoroughly, especially between the toes, using a clean towel and taking extra time to ensure no moisture remains. Apply antifungal powder if your feet tend to sweat, as moisture control is critical for preventing bacterial and fungal growth. Inspect your feet daily for cuts, redness, swelling, or unusual spots, and trim your toenails straight across to prevent ingrown nails that can become infected. Change your socks daily and rotate shoes to allow them to dry completely between wears. Franklin, a 72-year-old retiree, developed a serious foot infection because he wasn't drying between his toes after showers, assuming the air would dry them naturally. The infection required 3 weeks of intensive antibiotic treatment and could have been prevented with proper daily foot care that takes less than 5 minutes. Start your thorough foot cleaning routine tonight, because bacterial infections don't wait for convenient timing. Body part 2, your mouth and gums. Are you aware that your mouth becomes a direct gateway for deadly bacteria to enter your bloodstream after 65? Researchers at the Mayo Clinic have documented extensive evidence that poor oral hygiene in seniors directly contributes to heart disease, stroke, pneumonia, and blood infections that can be fatal. After 65, your immune system weakens significantly, saliva production decreases substantially, and gums become much more susceptible to bacterial invasion and bleeding. The bacteria from gum disease can enter your bloodstream through bleeding gums and travel directly to your heart, lungs, and brain, causing serious infections in these vital organs. Studies published in medical journals show that seniors with poor oral hygiene have a 65% higher risk of developing pneumonia and a 40% higher risk of heart attack compared to those who maintain excellent dental care throughout their senior years. The connection between oral health and systemic health becomes critically important as you age, because your body's ability to fight off bacterial infections diminishes significantly. Your mouth contains over 700 different types of bacteria, and when your gums are inflamed or bleeding, these bacteria have direct access to your bloodstream. Once in your blood, oral bacteria can cause endocarditis, a potentially fatal infection of the heart valves, or travel to your lungs and cause aspiration pneumonia, which has a high mortality rate in elderly patients. The reduced saliva production that comes with aging means your mouth's natural antibacterial defenses are compromised, allowing harmful bacteria to multiply more rapidly and establish stronger footholds in your oral tissues. Additionally, many seniors take multiple medications that further reduce saliva production, creating an even more favorable environment for dangerous bacterial growth. Neglecting daily oral hygiene allows dangerous bacteria to multiply exponentially in your mouth, leading to gum disease that creates open wounds where bacteria can enter your bloodstream freely. This bacterial invasion can cause endocarditis, aspiration pneumonia, or sepsis that can be fatal in elderly patients whose immune systems cannot mount adequate responses. The inflammation caused by gum disease also contributes to systemic inflammation throughout your body, worsening existing conditions like arthritis, diabetes, and heart disease. Poor oral health has been linked to increased risk of stroke, as the bacteria and inflammation from gum disease can contribute to the formation of blood clots and arterial blockages. The cumulative effect of poor oral hygiene over time creates a cascade of health problems that significantly impact your quality of life and longevity. Implement a comprehensive daily oral hygiene routine that eliminates bacterial breeding grounds and protects your overall health. Brush your teeth twice daily with fluoride toothpaste, focusing carefully on the gum line where bacteria accumulate and cause the most damage. Floss every single day to remove bacteria and food particles between teeth that your toothbrush cannot reach effectively. Use an antimicrobial mouthwash after brushing and flossing to kill remaining bacteria and reduce overall bacterial load in your mouth. Clean your tongue daily with a tongue scraper or your toothbrush to remove the bacterial buildup that contributes to bad breath and systemic infection risk. Schedule professional dental cleanings every 6 months to remove tartar buildup that you cannot eliminate with home care alone. Martha, a 69-year-old woman, developed a serious heart infection that doctors traced directly to untreated gum disease that had been progressing silently for months. Her cardiologist emphasized that daily flossing and proper oral hygiene could have prevented this life-threatening condition that required emergency surgery. Don't skip your oral hygiene routine tonight, because the bacteria in your mouth are actively working to damage your health every minute of every day. Body part 3, your hands and under your fingernails. Do you realize that your hands become the most dangerous carriers of deadly bacteria after age 65? According to infectious disease specialists at Johns Hopkins, seniors face dramatically higher risk of serious infections because their immune systems can no longer fight off bacteria that younger people easily overcome without any symptoms. Your hands touch countless contaminated surfaces throughout each day, and bacteria hide under fingernails, where they multiply rapidly in the warm, moist environment created by natural oils and debris. Research from the Centers for Disease Control shows that proper hand hygiene prevents 50% of foodborne illnesses and 30% of respiratory infections in seniors, making it one of the most effective ways to prevent serious illness. The bacteria under your nails can cause urinary tract infections, skin infections, and respiratory infections that can quickly become life-threatening in elderly individuals whose immune systems are compromised. The space under your fingernails provides an ideal breeding ground for dangerous bacteria because it's warm, moist, and protected from normal washing. Even when you wash your hands regularly, bacteria can remain under your nails and continue multiplying, ready to contaminate everything you touch. These bacteria include potentially deadly strains like E. coli, Salmonella, and Staphylococcus that can cause serious systemic infections in seniors. When you touch your face, prepare food, or handle personal items, you transfer these bacteria directly to mucous membranes or ingest them, giving them direct access to your body. The weakened immune system of seniors means that bacterial loads that would be harmless to younger people can overwhelm your body's defenses and cause serious illness requiring hospitalization. If you don't clean your hands and nails thoroughly multiple times daily, you're essentially introducing dangerous bacteria directly into your body every time you touch your face, eat, or handle food. Poor hand hygiene is the leading cause of preventable infections in seniors, responsible for thousands of hospitalizations annually. The bacteria under your fingernails can contaminate everything you touch, spreading infection to family members and caregivers who may then unknowingly reinfect you. Food poisoning, which can be fatal in elderly individuals, often results from bacteria transferred from contaminated hands to food during preparation or eating. Respiratory infections, urinary tract infections, and skin infections frequently originate from bacteria that entered the body through contaminated hands that weren't properly cleaned. Develop a rigorous hand and nail hygiene routine that eliminates bacterial breeding grounds and prevents dangerous infections. Wash your hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds, scrubbing vigorously under your nails with a nail brush to dislodge bacteria and debris. Clean under your fingernails daily with a nail file or orange stick, removing all visible debris and bacteria that accumulate throughout the day. Keep your nails trimmed short to prevent bacteria accumulation and make thorough cleaning easier and more effective. Use hand sanitizer when soap and water aren't available, but never as a replacement for proper washing with soap and water. Wash your hands immediately before eating, after using the bathroom, after touching surfaces in public places, and after coughing or sneezing. George, a 74-year-old grandfather developed a severe urinary tract infection that spread to his kidneys because bacteria under his fingernails contaminated his food during meal preparation. His doctor explained that this serious infection, which required emergency hospitalization, could have been prevented with better nail hygiene and proper hand-washing techniques. Clean under your fingernails right now, because this simple step could prevent your next serious infection from developing. Body part 4. Why these areas become more dangerous. After 65. What specific changes in your body after 65 make these 3 areas so much more dangerous than when you were younger? Medical researchers at Harvard Medical School explain that aging brings several critical changes that make infections significantly more dangerous and harder to fight. Your immune system weakens substantially and responds much more slowly to bacterial threats, often allowing infections to establish and spread before your body can mount an effective defense. Your skin becomes noticeably thinner and more easily damaged, creating more entry points for bacteria while providing less natural protection against infection. Circulation decreases dramatically, especially to extremities like feet and hands, reducing the delivery of infection-fighting white blood cells to areas where bacteria are trying to establish infections. Additionally, your body produces less of the natural antimicrobial substances that normally fight bacteria, leaving you more vulnerable to infections that your younger self could have easily overcome. The cumulative effect of these age-related changes means that bacteria that were merely inconvenient when you were younger can now become life-threatening health emergencies. Your decreased circulation means that your immune system responds more slowly to infections, giving bacteria more time to multiply and spread throughout your body. The reduced production of natural antimicrobial substances in your saliva, skin oils, and other secretions means that your body's first line of defense against bacteria is significantly compromised. Many seniors also take medications that further suppress immune function, creating additional vulnerability to bacterial infections. Chronic conditions common in seniors, such as diabetes, heart disease, and lung problems, make it even harder for your body to fight off infections and recover from bacterial illnesses. Without understanding these fundamental age-related changes, you might continue using the same hygiene routine you've used for decades, not realizing it's no longer adequate to protect your health effectively. The bacteria that your immune system easily defeated at 40 or 50 can now cause serious, life-threatening infections at 70 or 80. The hygiene practices that kept you healthy in middle age may be completely insufficient for your current infection risk level. Many seniors underestimate how much their infection risk has increased and continue with inadequate hygiene practices that leave them vulnerable to preventable illnesses. This lack of awareness about increased infection risk is one of the primary reasons why preventable infections cause so many hospitalizations and deaths among seniors. Recognize that your hygiene needs have fundamentally changed and increase the frequency and thoroughness of your hygiene routine for these 3 critical areas immediately. What was adequate cleaning at 50 is definitely not enough at 70. And you must adjust your daily routine accordingly. Pay extra attention to drying these areas completely after washing, as moisture allows bacteria to multiply exponentially in warm environments. Consider using antimicrobial products specifically designed for seniors who face higher infection risks. Increase the frequency of hand washing, spend more time on foot care, and never skip daily oral hygiene regardless of how tired you feel. Helen, a 71-year-old retired teacher, avoided multiple serious infections by switching to a more thorough and frequent hygiene routine after her doctor explained how aging had dramatically changed her infection risk. She now spends 5 extra minutes daily focusing on these 3 critical areas and hasn't had a serious infection in over 2 years. Upgrade your hygiene routine today to match your current age and significantly elevated infection risk level. These 3 body parts, your feet and toes, your mouth and gums, and your hands and fingernails, require extra attention after 65 because your aging immune system simply cannot fight bacteria like it used to when you were younger. Remember that daily thorough cleaning of these critical areas can prevent 80% of the serious infections that regularly hospitalize seniors. The simple routines I've shared take less than 10 minutes daily, but could literally save your life by preventing dangerous bacterial infections that can quickly become life-threatening. Taking action today means you're providing crucial protection against infections that could lead to hospitalization, serious complications, or worse outcomes. If this video helped you understand the critical importance of cleaning these 3 body parts daily after 65, please give it a thumbs up and share it with other seniors who need this potentially life-saving information. In the comments, tell me which of these 3 areas you've been neglecting, or share your own experience with infections that could have been prevented, because your story could help other seniors take their hygiene more seriously and avoid dangerous health complications.